Well, back to Fog Wrestling here, back with another SmackDown review, guys. 12th of March, 2021. This is really painful reviewing current WWE, but we're gonna try our best here. We're gonna dive in and review it. We kick off the show. Edge comes out. I mean, the only thing I liked about this is when he was talking about how he's wrestled these people in the past, named all these legends. You know, that was pretty decent. But see this whole gimmick where he thinks he's entitled to Roman Reigns fighting him at Mania. Mate, why do you give a fuck? You won the Rumble. All you want to do is headline Mania, win the belt. Shouldn't really matter who your opponent is. Like, Reigns is better than Daniel Bryan, but it's not like you want Stone Cold over Daniel Bryan, you know? Then I could maybe get it from a point of view. You want the big match, brother. You know what I mean? Something like that, but no. Out comes Bryan. Kind of says to Edge, well, you're pathetic, kinda. Then Edge is like, you're not better than me, Bryan. And I'm sitting there thinking, there's another hour and 50 minutes for me not to fall asleep during this show. Jesus Christ almighty. To be honest, I can't even remember. We have an 8-man tag match. That's what happens next. I'm pretty sure the heels win. I can't even remember. It was the Dirty Dogs, American Alpha against the Mysterios and the Street Profits. Does it matter who won? No. Then, probably the worst segment I've ever seen in my life, and that is nothing short of, I mean, I'm not exaggerating here. We have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler taking Reginald shopping, and that sounds as bad as what I said it is, man. I mean, if I had a double barrel shotgun beside me while I was watching this, I'd have blown my brains out at this point, but I didn't. I mean, this was awful, right? Like, even though, like, you could argue in a way it was, like, the slightest bit entertaining, it was cringy, it was fucking hell, man. It's funny, normally when something's cringy, you care enough to, like, actually cringe at it. Well, this was just fucking awful. And I couldn't care the 3 people in this segment didn't wake up tomorrow. You get me? We move on. We have Cesaro taking on Buddy Murphy in a rematch. Oh, quality. Seth Rollins gets in, attacks Cesaro, DQ. He goes backstage after the beatdown. He looks at Nakamura. Nakamura looks at him. Oh, is that the match we want to see, folks? No. Then we have the KO show with Sasha Banks and Bella. Awful. Get this in the fucking bin. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Bloody her laugh. Oh my god, what is going on with the laugh? Talking about, I'm the Michael Jordan. You're more like the LeBron James. How about you are both fucking Kobe Bryant lying at the bottom of his helicopter rubble? Now, as sick as that is, that's the fact. You're both pish. Headlining Mania. Get in the bin. Jesus Christ almighty, man. What is going on? And at least Kobe Bryant was an icon. Who are these two? Sasha Banks is fucking best known as Snoop Dogg and Eddie Guerrero's second or first cousin, whatever one she is. She's related to Eddie Guerrero, isn't she? Or she just Hoover's Frog Splash? No, there's definitely a relation to Eddie Guerrero, I think. I don't know, though. Then we have a match where Natalya and Tamina pick up a win. And Natalya was greeting on Twitter that she was included in the $1 section of a Build-A-Team something. Get in the bin and piss off my TV screen. Good night. Edge and Jey Uso actually have a pretty decent segment backstage. No complaints about this. Then, what do we have? I think we had Big E making his return, and this was awful, right? Like, let's just break it down and say what it is. So he comes out fully on patched up. He's got the neck brace, crutches. He's got his foot in a bloody brace, essentially. And then he just rips it all off and no sells it, which I can kind of forgive. And then Corey Graves is like, oh, this man, when he arrived at the arena a few hours ago, he could barely carry his own bag. So hold on, if he could barely carry his own bag, how's he now in a match against Sami Zayn and not selling anything? So, and what was all the stuff he ripped off. I mean, it contradicts I mean, it's just awful watching this, man. And yeah, Sami Zayn took Corbin's spot in the match after shafting him, which was funny. Um, Apollo Crews came out after the match, battered Big E. Hopefully, this puts Big E out of commission. Apollo Crews actually looked no bad here in his new attire, but that's all we're going to say about that. Then we have the main event segment, the contract signing between Bryan and Reigns, and this is awful. See his head of the table gimmick, get in the bin. People say this is fucking great. It's awful. It's garbage. I mean, oh, he bullies Adam Pearce. Whoop to fucking do. You know what I mean? If you want to see a proper heel, look at Austin 2001, especially at the start of his heel run, because I know like there was parts in it where it was comedy, but at least it was fucking brilliant. What's this? I mean, he's bullying the worst GM known to man, and he's not even a GM. And then he forces Adam Pearce to move his seat round to the top of the table because I want to be the head of the table. And then he says to Bryan, I'm no signing it. So what every champion could just say they're no signing it. Then Bryan basically riles him up and that gets him to sign it. I mean, it's so fucking stupid. If that was the case, then like it makes no fucking sense. How can the Miz on Raw be forced into all these different matches by Adam Pearce, despite the fact that he's actually competed in ones with the ending count out and he's, you know what I mean? So Adam Pearce will stick up to the Miz, but he actually won't make Reigns defend the. It's so, I mean, that is just awful. Then Jey Uso says he'll be the enforcer for the match at Fastlane, and then Edge comes out. That's a good idea. Me and you 1-on-1 next week, buddy. Next week for that spot. Then we get a brawl. So the ending wasn't particularly bad, but like I said, man, the whole show's pish. I mean, a few Edge segments were good, even though the whole gimmick about him not wanting Bryan there is pish. Paul Crews came out, that was pretty funny, but yeah, everything else was awful. So I'm going to give it a 1.